What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sakina, and I'm back with another review. This is my review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14, episode 7. Yes, this is another off-camera review, but I don't even know why I keep giving that disclaimer. Y'all see I ain't on camera, but be sure to check us out tonight at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time on the Whether You Like It or Not panel. We will be on Scotty by Nature TV's YouTube channel. The link will be in the description. Also check the community tab. Y'all will see us tonight discussing this episode along with last night's episode of Basketball Wives. So stay tuned and set y'all reminders so y'all can see us tonight. Child, that's the only time I really do get on camera is when I do the panels. But anyway, yeah, y'all want to see my face? Make sure y'all check out the panel tonight. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this review. So the episode opens up where it left off last week with Drew showing up to Sonya's Jamaican dinner. And Drew lets Sonya know, yes, I am here because you invited me. I come in peace. So just know that Drew is not trying to start any mess. Sonya says in her confessional that she is excited that Drew showed up because she really did want to talk to her. So they get ready to eat. And everybody keeps talking about, or her mama keeps saying, you missed the most important part. Child, ain't nobody trying to go to no event to cook food. They want to eat the food, but whatever, child. They all gather around the table, and Sonya was like, I have a prize for the girl who hit the best dirty wine. And I forgot to even mention this last week in my review, but baby Marlo with the Stallionies, she did that. I said, come on, Marlo. Yes, bitch. I was so here for that. So Marlo's prize was Sonya's gold medal that she won back in 2012. And I was with Drew because when she did pull that out, it was awkward to me because it was like, okay, I mean, I thought you was going to give her a prize that she can actually take home. You ain't going to let her take home that damn medal. But Drew said that you don't see Kenya with her Miss America crown, her Miss USA child. Listen, I'm so sorry, Kenya. Do not jump on me. It was just a slip. But her Miss USA crown, you don't see Candy with her Oscar. Look, see, Oscar. Oh, Candy with her Grammy. Like, yeah, why are you bringing this out? And, Sonya in her confessional was saying, it's just a little reminder of, her being a champion. And shout out to her. We will never take that away from her. It was just a little weird. And Drew said that it was giving pick-me energy. So she gives that to Marlo, and then they pass it around the table like, who really gives a fuck? But then Sonya says to Drew that she is happy that she's there. And then Drew mentions that she got her makeup done for free by her makeup artist. And then they gave a flashback of when Sonya had approached Drew with her issues in New York, how she said that Drew's makeup artist did touch up on her makeup. So Drew mentioned that it was done for free. And then Sonya was like, no, he actually charged me $25. Like, don't try to make it seem like I just be skipping out on bills, because Drew also said, did you pay him? And then Sonya said, did you send me basically the invoice? Girl. And then Sonya tried to say, I haven't talked to you since New York. But you had time to send her a text to uninvite her to your photo shoot. So you had that same time in that same text to ask for her makeup artist information. Don't try to play Sonya, because if you really did want that man to get his money, then you would have made sure that he got it, and you would have asked Drew for his information to send that money. And she's talking about something, I'm going to double her trouble. So basically, she's going to send a makeup artist $50. Well, yeah, you can't get mad because you didn't pay that man right then and there. Why you didn't do that? So Sonya and Drew, they continue this conversation, and Drew let Sonya know that, what you did was hurtful to me. You didn't take me aside to have this conversation about, questions that you have regarding my business or anything of that nature. You decided to hold on to that and discuss it in front of the group. You uninvited me to your photo shoot. That was just, taking the knife and twisting it for Drew. So then Sonya was like, well, it wasn't my intentions to hurt you. But then Drew made a facial expression, and Sonya then says, I don't like when you do stuff like that. And the face wasn't even that serious for Sonya to make it a big deal, because then Sonya's mom chimed in. Now, mind you, in the midst of this conversation, Mama Joyce was like, this whole conversation is so insignificant. But Sonya's mom interjects and was like, give her the same respect, because you doing shit like this. And Kenya was like, child, the mama ready to beat her ass. So now it's like everybody is kind of turning on Drew and making it seem like she's being the problem in the situation. Here I go again, y'all. Caping for Drew. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I just didn't feel like what Drew did was enough for people to be trying to jump on her, Sonya and her mama and all of that. Like, it wasn't that deep. She was just saying, like, okay, well, bitch, her facial expression was like, are you sure you wasn't trying to hurt my feelings? Because that's what it was. So Drew said that she feels like Sonya is clout chasing, not off of her, but off of Kandi and Kenya because of their amount of followers. And then Sonya said, I don't need to clout chase for anybody. I'm a 4-time gold medalist. I'm an Olympian. And, shout out to the achievements. I totally agree. Sometimes you have to remind bitches, the girls was eating it up. But the thing is, yes, in this time, at this moment, for your brand, yeah, that is what you're doing. And Sonya, now that I'm saying this, it's like, okay, you asked Kandi and Kenya to be a part of your photo shoot for free. You didn't tell them that they were going to be a part of it. You didn't try to get, talent agents involved or anything like that. No negotiations, no contracts, nothing. And then you got, I don't give a fuck if it's $25 or not, but you got your makeup done by Drew's artist, and you was gonna skip the bill. I don't give a damn what you say, because you never inquired about paying him, and you didn't try to pay him on the spot. So at this point, I am side-eyeing you a little bit, sis. Drew Bessie as hell. She gonna say, Kenya, did you tell Kandi how you felt about the vibrating panties in New York? So Kenya was like, well, since she decided to put me in her little mudsling, nah, Kenya, because remember, you got the shit popping between Sonya and Drew too when you was down at that photo shoot, and you had brought up Drew saying that Sonya don't have a mind of her own. Bitch, you was stirring the pot. So yeah, Drew gave it back to you. Little do you know, she don't even know what you said back then, but it was very fitting. So Kandi gets all up in arms, of course. And she feeling like, okay, Kenya, you did a sex scene in one of your movies back in the day, blah, blah, blah. Kandi, that does not matter, okay? She was getting paid to do that. She was acting, whatever. You feel like she picking and choosing when she want to be a freak, but I don't want nobody's husband controlling my fucking remote. Like, I don't want that. Controlling my vibrator. That's some wild shit. I don't give a fuck how Kandi try to spin it, how she gonna try to make it seem like Kenya is being prudy. No, that is very inappropriate, and I'm all the way with Kenya when it comes down to that. Kandi, you get out your fucking feelings, because yeah, you're being unreasonable and too fucking emotional about the situation. That was not. Then you thought it was funny talking about some damn plot twist. More than one remote can control other vibrators. That shit is wild. Nobody wants to do that type of shit. The fuck? And it just doesn't make sense to me, because you so fucking mad about Todd sharing this old ass apartment with this lady that he no longer shares it with. He has full ownership now. You mad about a funky ass apartment, but would you have you acting as if you wouldn't have the same energy if he was controlling somebody else's vibrating panties? Huh? It just don't make sense to me. Like, girl, understand what the fuck is going on. Okay, so we get this quick scene with Marlo. She's down at the Atlanta Expo event. I don't really care for those type of events. I mean, I've never been, but the lineups are never intriguing to me. Fun fact, I really cannot stand the Atlanta social life. Like, I don't know, just some of the people that's included. You have the Tinies, you have the Rashidas. Lord knows I can't stand her ass. Just like the Love and Hip Hop, reality stars and shit like that. I really cannot stand the social life of Atlanta. So, like, those are usually the main people who attend those type of events. And I don't want to hear nothing from them. Like, no shade to them. Shout out to all the women who attend. It's just not for me. I'm not that type of girl. Anyway, Marlo is speaking at this event, and she's talking about her foundation, Glam It Up. Now, it started off as an initiative in 2011, and then she decided to make it a nonprofit. It's for foster care girls, just to make them feel like they're worthy. So she does things like take them to 5-star restaurants and, just make them glammed up and just make them feel good. She shares her story, how she was in and out of 5 different foster care homes, and she was very angry. She felt alone. She didn't feel loved. So she just wants to, let the girls of the foster care system know that, they do matter, and if they believe it, they can achieve it. That doesn't have to be their end all be all. And I actually love that. Shout out to Marlo. Shout out to Glam It Up. She said that she's been helped by Neiman Marcus, Tyler Perry, just to name a few. So I hope that, this scene can give her more exposure for that, because I think that's an amazing thing, an amazing nonprofit to have. Sonya and her fine ass family sit down and they discuss what was happening with the dinner. Drew showing up late. Mama had to make it known that Drew showed up after the food was cooked. Girl, okay, and I don't blame her. Shit, I don't want to cook. Hell, who told you I was in the mood for that? Anyway, yeah, so they get to talking about that and how Drew called her a clout chaser. She said, baby, I'm a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. I don't need that. The sister is like, okay, bitch, it's not like she was a Melody on the game. And then Sonya was like, I never seen her on the game. Did you? Now, girl. Now, I don't like Drew, but if you watch the game, you know who Drew Sidori is, because everybody knows she's the main reason why Derwin and Melly broke up. Girl, let's not do that. Don't do that now. Anyway, meanwhile, Marlo was coming out of her expo event. Drew calls her. She trying to figure out what happened before she got there. Kenya and Marlo go at it, for not showing up for Sheree, and Candy not being there. Marlo was like, Candy should have been there for Sheree. She could have had the event at Old Lady Gang and supported her. Marlo, you was going too hard. You going too hard, boo. It's not that deep. It's not. Let that shit go, because now she want to check Candy. Stop checking people for Sheree ass. Did nobody tell Sheree to go chase after this nigga who been in jail for 5 years, and now he done got out and he don't know her ass? Did nobody tell her to do that? Sheree is 50 plus years old. Girl, give it a fucking rest. She needs to be accountable for her own actions. Yes, I do feel bad for Sheree, but Marlo, you being her bodyguard, it's too much, and it's very unnecessary. And then Drew said something about Sonya being on the wrong team. How she should have just been trying to get to know everybody. And, that doesn't necessarily mean she has to fall out with Drew in the midst of it all. I agree with that. But don't nobody want to be on the side of Sheree and Marlo. They on the wrong side of things, as always. So I don't... That whole on the wrong side, no, ma'am. You on the wrong side, Drew. And honestly, hell, your ass can say that. Lord. Sheree has her life coach over. Jack Daniels' child like to drink. So he comes over and they give us a flashback of him visiting her 4 years ago, last time she was on the show. And talk about how she got a boyfriend. Then she gonna say, do grown people do that? Do grown people wait on a grown-ass man who made decisions that purposely got him into jail? Girl, don't do that, Sheree. Yeah, that's your jailbird boyfriend, girl. Own it. So anyway, they get to talking about her life and how he stood her up in Philly. So then Jack Daniels goes and says, okay, guys in prison and a woman like you. He got this fine dime. He looking at you like a fantasy. He in this box for X amount of time. He thinking about you. He jacking off. What? And then he said, every night. Okay, you could have left that out. You did not have to say that. So then he said, and then he get out and this fantasy has become real and she's on TV. But I'm kind of like, okay, I got where you was going with that, Mr. Jack Daniels. However, he got out and he ain't on camera, baby. He ain't trying to be on camera. So I get that you're trying to make it seem like he's an opportunist and he's using her for clout, based off of the show or whatever the case may be. But baby don't want to be on camera. So at this point, what you saying is kind of invalid. But he was definitely using her as, a way to pass time while he was in prison, for sure. Sheree is a bird that supposedly fled from Tyrone, but not certain that she will not talk to him again. I'm so tired of her. Jack Daniels said, look, you need to stop pouring into other people. Focus on you. Do something that you enjoy. What is that thing? She by Sheree, that is 14 years old at this point and still has not taken off. Girl, please, Sheree, get away from us with this. I'm so tired of She by Sheree because the shit has yet to jump off. I know she's supposed to have a fashion show at some point of this season, but Miss Ma'am, the joggers, athleisure wear, I love the idea, but it's just you have a track record, okay, of not producing what this She by Sheree is supposed to be. So I'm gonna hold my breath. Did I say that? I'm not gonna hold my breath. And I'm going to just let this shit play out. I mean, really, I would love for her to really have a successful business with that. But we just don't know. Because She by Sheree has been just as inconsistent as Sheree's career on RHOA. Marlo, you ungrateful bitch. So Candy is at home. She's sorting through her clothes. She wants to declutter. She wants to give the clothes that she no longer wears to Marlo's foundation. Child, did y'all hear? She going through her clothes and Todd is like, these clothes is not it. Todd, just tell your wife she can't dress. Because, I mean, yeah, a lot of the time she don't be pulling off certain looks. Anyway, so Candy calls Marlo and asks her, how does it work? I want to donate these clothes. Marlo says that she doesn't accept hand-me-downs because she wants her girls to be in something new. When she was in foster care, she really didn't like getting secondhand clothing. But you have a whole business that is basically a rental of hand-me-downs. Like those little archive clothes, they being handed down to people for a period of time. Because they your clothes. They was once your clothes. They still your clothes. They just got to bring your clothes back. Girl, stop it. Marlo, I'm sick of you. She just trying to pick a damn fight with Candy talking about she know her for 10 years. Girl, fuck you. And give me my damn clothes. I ain't got to waste my time on trying to help you. Now, you just was getting on her for not helping the community, which is a total lie. But then when she tried to help your foundation, you don't even want to accept it. Girl, but we get a scene where Kenya and Sheree are talking about their businesses. Kenya has been falling short, honey. She missing deadlines and whatnots because her bottle shipment hasn't come in. They come from China. And we already know how back orders go or whatever. The orders are backed up. So she's not able to make certain deadlines. I'm like, damn, Kenya, you didn't fumble the Walmart bag? I mean, hopefully she can get back in now. But, she's worried for the sake of her business because she's doing this for Brooklyn. And then Sheree brings up, She by Sheree. And she says that the reason why, a lot of the, I guess, a part of the reason why it hasn't gotten off the ground because she works with certain businessmen and then those men hit on her and she doesn't like that. And just like Kinga said, start working with females. And she did mention that she does want to work with a diverse group of women. And I think that is a good idea. So hopefully they both get their businesses back on track, honey. So then they start talking about, what happened with the dinner and just everything else with the girls. And not the dinner, but Sheree's get together. And Kenya really wanted to let her know that I want you to know that I'm in support of you. Like, I don't know why Marlo was working as a double agent. We just got back on track. Like, girl, I was sick, so I don't really understand that. And then they gave a montage of, just the history between Kenya and Marlo and how Marlo is always gunning for Kenya. So it's like, yeah, just like it always is. Anytime Kenya tries to get on the good foot with somebody, it's always that other person that goes and ruins that. So, yeah. And just like I say, even with Drew, if Drew and Kenya are no longer friends, it will be because of Drew. It won't be because of Kenya. It happens every time. Kenya tried to kiss Nene's ass. It backfired. Kenya tried to be nice with Portia. It backfired. She tried to be nice with Marlo. It backfired. So it's like, girl, fuck them. And yeah, Marlo is definitely doing the most. All right, we at the brunch that Kenya threw together for the girls. Everybody is there except for Candy, who's in LA working on this show. But I'm like, Candy, y'all talking about clitoris being pierced and stuff? Is this on regular TV? Or is this on a streaming service? Anyway, Sonya and Drew are the first to arrive. Aqui, and then Marlo gets in, and she's telling him the day that she's had so far. Her sister is not cooperating while she's in jail. She has mental issues, so the judge isn't allowing her to leave because he's aware of, her mental state. He can see it. So he's like, all right, the sister wants to get out of jail. She wants to go to rehab. But he's like, no, I'm not letting her do rehab as an outpatient. She needs to have it inside. So the sister is refusing and trying to take it to trial. And now Marlo is getting frustrated because she's like, girl, you're going to lose and you're going to be in jail for at least a good year. So she's going to have the boys have a conversation with the sister to, try to wake her up and come to her senses to do the rehab inside of jail. So she's very upset about that because it's triggering her. It's making her remember her childhood and the things that she dealt with her mom. And she doesn't want her nephews to experience that with her sister. So hopefully that does work. I can totally understand her frustration. But yeah, your sister definitely should get help inside, depending on, the severity of her mental state. Okay, so Candy is doing it for a streaming service, All Black. I had that app for like a brief moment, and I just the content just was not all that to me, so I had unsubscribed from it. But I did hear that a la carte is really good, so if I have the opportunity, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Anyway, the girls get to talking about Candy, and Marlo is like, I just talked to her and she was trying to donate some clothes to glam it up, and I was like, nah, like, we're not doing no hand-me-downs. Like, I don't like how that made me feel growing up. And Kenya's like, girl, you're being ridiculous. Like, I grew up on hand-me-down clothing. You're sending the wrong message to those girls putting worth in clothes. Thank you, Miss Kenya Moore. She is being ridiculous. And now you're trying to vilify Candy for trying to do something nice for you, just the same way that you tried to do to me as far as Sheree's birthday party. I mean, her birthday party. Her, get well off that bum-ass nigga party. It's just a mess. And she was like, then you tried to make it seem like, I was lying because I was sick and glam. Mind you, Kenya is still sick. She was coughing with Sheree. She was coughing down at this brunch. Like, she's still sick. So I don't understand. And Marlo talking about sometimes you got to show up and show out. Girl, fuck you. Because you are literally looking for a problem. Marlo's still trying to act as if Kenya is not sick. It's like, bitch, what are you not fucking comprehending? Like, I don't have to lie to not show up for Sheree. Like, the fuck? And then Kenya was like, you're not comprehending, baby. It's not landing. You're very off. And then Marlo said, no, that wig is off. That wig is off. But Marlo, please stop acting like people with a head full of hair cannot wear wigs. Sometimes people don't feel like doing their hair. So yeah, gonna slap on a wig and call it a day. Now, Kenya, what you should have did was put a hat on top of your head, a little something to kind of like, distract from that damn part. And it just not land right. But, everybody had their off days, child. Well, we already know Kenya, her wig, I don't know who do her wigs. I don't know if she doing herself or what. But they always off, truth be told. Like, yeah, sis, something gonna have to give, boo. You need to hire somebody else. So Marlo is just basically saying, like, she gonna love Kenya regardless of whatever. So then they gear they focus on Candy and how she wasn't there for Sheree. Let it go. It's literally not that big of a deal. Sheree keep playing this fucking victim role, and it's really starting to get on my nerves. Because, yes, I understand. That man left you for dead. But that's not everybody's responsibility. Like, goddamn. She feels like she's not being a friend to her lately. And she goes around the table to ask the girls' opinions and how they would feel. And saying it was like, when I was told about the situation, I didn't know if I should reach out to you or just wait. So, now I know that's what, that's how you want to be handled. But it's like, how long are you going to hang this over Candy's head, Sheree? Like, bitch, you don't care that much. You just doing this for storyline purposes. You and Marlo. Oh, gosh. So, Sonya, she wants to make it up to Sheree and Marlo for not inviting them to the Mommy Nation photo shoot, right? She wants to fly them out with her to this Nike partnership that she's having. Actually, if Sheree play her cards right, bitch, you never know how this shit can go. So, listen, this could be an opportunity for Sheree now.
But yeah, she is inviting them out to that. And then Drew was like, I mean, so what about the uninvited guests? And she was like, yeah, we still got some issues to iron out, Drew. So no, Sonya's not inviting her there. But Drew was like, I mean, you mentioned it to me. I don't know if she necessarily invited Drew to go with her, but that's the way that Drew is making it seem. So Drew is just really in her feelings about how Sonya is handling her. And you can really tell that Drew is, her feelings are hurt, because it is kind of like, damn, you really are flipping on this girl, and it's not even that deep. What the issues that y'all have are not that deep. You keep saying that you want to talk to her, but y'all haven't even had any time, like scheduled out any time to really sit down and have this conversation. So yeah, Drew is feeling some type of way. Kenya is scooching Drew closer to her. Sheree gets in between the two of them because they sitting right next to each other. Hands get the flying. Sonya saying that she don't like the fact that Drew always cutting her off and XYZ. I mean, it's really too much. And at this point, I'm really over this beef. I need them to go ahead and talk it out. Determine whether or not y'all gonna be friends. But if you ask me, y'all don't need to be friends, because really, Sonya is looking to be close with everybody else outside of Drew. And I mean, it just is what it is. Drew said that Sonya is unstable because she's going 0 to 2,000 real quick. And Drew gets up and walks away. Sonya is not interested in trying to, rebuild their friendship or wherever the hell they doing. She ain't interested no more, because she feels like Drew doesn't know how to have a conversation. She doesn't know if it's because Drew is always getting gaslit by Ralph or what, but she doesn't know how to have a conversation. And, she talks over people and things like that. I guess they're going to Portland as their in the country group trip. I don't know. Anyway, and I say that because Kenya said, I'll see you, Drew, when we go to Portland. And I thought she just invited Marlo and Sheree, but whatever. I guess it's going to be a cash trip. And Drew was like, no, she invited me for the last time, or uninvited me for the last time. But we all know that production gets the final say. So Kenya did tell Drew, though, like, the reason why Sonya popped off the way that she did is because you didn't allow her to talk. Drew doesn't think that she did that. But whatever, or she doesn't care that she did that, whatever it is. So Marlo gets on the phone with her sister. Remember, she said that she was going to try to get her sister to see her sons to, try to change her mind. But she said as soon as she got on that phone, she knew that her sister was not in the right state of mind. Her sister got to cussing her out, blaming everything on Marlo. She walked away from the phone. She threw a chair at the monitor. Sister is just showing out. So, yeah, that was a flop. And it's really upsetting Marlo. But now, Marlo, let me tell you something. That tear that you tried to produce, no fucking ma'am. You can be sad without showing tears. Like, that just gave real fake and phony. But she said that she's going to make sure that, her nephew's futures are bright. She's going to do the best that she can. And, it just is what it is. Like, girl, you the mommy now. It's time to just embrace the role 100%, and just pray for your sister, pray for the best. But that was the end of the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. I think the episode was pretty good. It wasn't anything super exciting, but it kept me entertained. Let's get down in the comments and talk. And again, I will see y'all tonight for the Whether You Like It or Not panel at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. Bye, and I will see y'all in the next one.